Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be doing some more guest interaction stories from when I worked at Walt Disney World. These seem to be your guys' favorite videos, and I have a lot of stories left to tell. Before I get started, I have to say sorry if you guys hear a lot of background noise. I have my pug next to me. She is very obnoxious, so I apologize in advance for any weird sounds that you might hear throughout the video. For today's video, I thought I would tell you guys some of the grossest interactions I had while working there. There was a lot of gross and nasty things that I saw. Warning, if you have a sensitive stomach or you don't like to hear things about vomit, stuff like that, I would recommend clicking off, maybe going and watching one of my other storytime videos, because this one is going to talk about that kind of stuff. They're just going to be quick stories, but you might want to leave. Okay, so one of the first things that I remember seeing, some of my other friends followed me too that were there that day, so if you remember any other details, leave them down in the comments below, because obviously it's been a year or two now, so I might be forgetting some things. So definitely help me out down below in the comments if you were there these days. But so for this one, I was working in the room that's closest to the big front doors. So those doors are open, people pass by and you can see everybody outside. They're really big doors, so you can just enter in and out of those doors as you please. So I had my back towards these main doors and I'm just stocking some of our shelves in that room, and I hear a man start screaming at his kid, yelling. I think he was trying to get him to stop running away from him, and so I turn around to see where the voice is coming from and to see if I can help in any way, and all I see when I turn around is a stream of bright red vomit all over the floor, and this little kid is sprinting through the store. He takes a left into the room that has carpet on it, and there he's still vomiting this bright red vomit all through my entire room and into the next room over that's carpeted. Just a big stream of it, and then his dad comes running through the store, finally catches him, and the kid just starts throwing up outside on the sidewalk still. Turns out that kid had a red slushie at some point before he came into our store. So don't know what happened there or why he got so sick, probably too much sugar or something, but I will never forget that image in my brain. Another thing that I saw, just a quick little story, I was working in the plush room, which is all stuffed animals on every wall. This room can be a little bit gross in general, just because a lot of parents tend to grab a stuffed animal off the wall and throw it in the stroller with their baby to hold on to, and then decide not to purchase it and put the animal back on the wall after it's been covered in slobber. So we get to find out that happens later when we go to move the animal in the right position, and then we just get a big handful of baby slobber. That's happened countless times. But a different situation happened when there was me and I think two other girls in the room stocking. One of my coworkers actually found an animal that she was putting back in the bin to restock later. It had the biggest booger I've ever seen in my life, just strung across the whole leg of the stuffed animal and in its ear. Oh, it's so gross. I don't understand why parents put the animals back after it's already been bodily fluids up and everything. So that was pretty gross. I felt so bad for that coworker because I don't know how she discovered it. We ended up having to throw the animal away, obviously. The next thing that happened also happened in the plush room. We were also stocking that room. You know, that's what we do when we're in the plush room. We're just putting the animals away and fixing up the shelves and stuff like that. So there's a lot of little kids that play in this room. They just grab the animals because it's a safe room. They can touch whatever they want. So there was a little girl. She was two, maybe one or two, just kind of waddling around, and her parents are following her, and then all of a sudden I hear the mom yell, "Are you peeing?" And I was what the heck? And the little girl is just kind of squatting in a little squatting motion on the carpet, fully clothed, and the mom is freaking out, not knowing what to do. 10 seconds goes by and she just grabs her little girl and runs out the door and just leaves and doesn't tell anybody, doesn't do anything, until there's this big wet spot on the carpet from where this little girl peed, and the room smelled like pee, and we had to call someone to come clean it up, and it was just so gross. I can't believe that the mom, I mean I know that's an emergency and she had to leave and go take care of it, but just let us know so that someone else doesn't sit in it or step in it or something. That was pretty gross. Another situation that involved pee, not something that happened to me, but one of my friends, he was working at the cash register. I guess some parent lifted up their little girl, probably about the same age, 1 or something, up onto the counter to sit while they were paying for something, and all of a sudden liquid starts like dripping off the countertop, and I guess the little girl had like peed all over the counter, which is one of the main reasons why we're not really supposed to allow you to like sit your kids on the counter, for many reasons, but sanitization is one of those reasons. I'm glad I didn't have to work it, but I feel really bad for him having to deal with that. Another thing that happens all the time, which is freaking disgusting in my opinion, is people will like change their babies in fitting rooms, which, you know, whatever. If you can't find a changing table and there's nowhere else to go, fine, you know, valid, that's fine, do what you gotta do. But so many people will like leave the dirty diaper rolled up on like the fitting room chair, on like the little seat in there, and just leave it in there for us floor stalkers to walk in and find, and then we have to dispose of your child's like dirty diaper. It's so gross, makes the fitting room smell bad, and everyone that comes in after that has to like deal with a situation that is just so gross. So please do not do that ever, please. It's so disgusting. This last story I'm going to tell you guys is something that happened with me personally, with something that I experienced. I was working watches and jewelry at my store, so I had to, you know, like sell watches, fit watches, blah, 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 stuff like that. And we have these tall, like, tables that have glass countertops that we have, like, the jewelry underneath, obviously. There was this older gentleman that was at the desk with me. He was trying to buy a watch for his wife, and so he picked out a watch. I was taking links off, and I was kind of away from this man for a while, and then I bring the watch back so that he can look at it and see if it's the right size, and he grabs onto it, and as he hands it back to me, I noticed that there's blood all over this watch, and there's like droplets of blood on the top of the counter, and I had no idea where this was coming from. So I asked him, like, sir, are you bleeding somewhere? And I was checking to make sure I wasn't bleeding, and I looked at the receipt that he had signed before, and it was also smeared, just covered in blood. And so I was like, can you check and make sure you're not bleeding, sir? And he looked, and he had like this huge gash on his finger that's just gushing blood all over the carpet, dripping down like the glass thing. And then of course I now have it on my hands and on the watch, and blood is something that we obviously have to deal with in a very special way because diseases and stuff. And also at Disney, for whatever reason, we're not allowed to give guests Band-Aids. It's really weird. I actually don't know why that's a thing. So I had to call custodial to come, and they have like certain ways that they have to clean blood. And I don't know what ended up happening to that man. The managers all came out and like dealt with that and cleaned that up. That was very alarming. It looked like a murder scene all over the top of the watch case. So that was terrifying and disgusting. I don't mind blood, thank God. I'm glad it happened to me, who like doesn't mind that stuff, rather than other people that like can't handle blood. Yeah, those are just a couple like quick stories of weird, gross things that have happened while I was working at Walt Disney World. I have more. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, so I want to stop there though. If you guys want to hear more of these stories, let me know down below, or give this video a thumbs up and I will make a part 2. I'll have Vlogmas coming in a couple weeks, so there'll be a lot of content going up on my channel in the month of December. So stay tuned for that, and thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.